Hey everybody, Nick here from Eurocycles of Tampa. I've got the Shoei X12 here today, and I'm going to talk you through a couple of the features. The X12 is the top of the line for Shoei. It is the helmet worn by top racers around the world, from MotoGP to BSP to World Superbike, AMA. Most of the guys that are riding Shoei are wearing this helmet. It's designed for maximum ventilation. That's why you've got 3 sets of vents on the front: brow, forehead, and chin. You can open and close these things if you get a little bit chilly. You've got a adjustable vent in the rear as well, and a lot of dedicated venting too, all exhaust. You've got exhaust vents in 2 positions, one on each side of the front of the helmet, and all of this area under the spoiler here, which creates a low pressure system, functions to pull hot air off the head, as well as some venting that takes place down in the neck roll. All of that combines with the CoolMax interior to make this a really comfortable helmet in the heat. A lot of clean airflow, and if you are one of those people that is a little concerned about dirt coming up off the freeway, there's a mesh insert that you can put under the chin here that blocks all that out, and you get nothing but nice clean air. The X11 is manufactured in 4 shell sizes across the model range. Top-of-the-line materials used in the construction. They've got those 4 sizes, as we've said in other reviews, to eliminate the sort of alien head look in the smaller sizes and make the helmet more size appropriate for the size of your head. The interior is made up of more than a dozen different pieces of EPS foam that are not only channeled to allow this ventilation to work as well as it does, but also made of variable densities. So there's harder pieces in the sensitive areas like the temple, softer pieces up top that compress into each other to protect you as best as possible, and also to meet those latest Snell 2010 ratings. The improvements over the X11, which was a fantastic helmet that actually served me really well. Some features like these new cheek pads, which have these little red toggles on them. Should you come off the bike, EMTs respond at the scene, they can give these things a little tug and remove the cheek pad nice and easily. This will aid in preventing any kind of neck injury, which sometimes can take place when taking a helmet off of an injured rider. The eye port is wider than any previous Shoei and broader. You've got a lot more field of vision than the previous generations, which were still no slouch, but Shoei's just constantly improving things, and that's one of the improvements here. In addition, there's a completely new visor mechanism, which is spring-loaded. So in the last detente, just like the Neotech we showed you a month or 2 ago, it pulls back against this revised, thicker gasket to create a nice tight seal that you never have to worry about adjusting. The visor comes in a pin lock varieties if you want to use those fog inserts, and obviously also with tear-offs. Shoei wind tunnel test all their helmet, and the X12 is designed for high-speed stability. You're not going to get any of the wobbles and bobbles that you may encounter with cheaper helmets. Very stable at speed, very comfortable. Not the quietest by virtue of the fact that it is really well vented, but most of us should be wearing earplugs if you're not. And the sound is really not unbearable. Part of the sonic tuning that goes into developing these helmets too is to prevent all of those sort of booming and whistling noises that you encounter on some lesser quality helmets. So while you're not going to be able to hear a pin drop, it's not at all disconcerting. And wear your earplugs, guys. Tinnitus is no fun. So, in terms of the changes between the X11 and the 12, those new Snell ratings do make the helmets a little bit larger, and that's just because they've changed the way they do some of the impact testing, and they need a little more EPS foam to pass some of these tests. So dimensionally, you'll notice that the helmet maybe is 10% larger than the predecessor per size, but also I've actually got my old X11 here, and you can see that the profiling's been changed quite a bit. They've taken some of the sharp edges off. Things like these tend to create turbulence and noise, and they've really been smoothed out on the X12, which has a much more prominent spoiler and a lot more room. The X11 exhausts here under this much smaller spoiler. The X12 exhausts all the way across this distance here. So more airflow, an improved cheek pad design that's more 3D, better contour to fit the face, and also keep that irritating noise that comes in from around the cheeks, and more moisture absorbent, better sweat wicking properties. Overall, a more comfortable fit. Everyone that upgrades from the 11 to the 12 says, you know what, it is an evolution, an improvement in design. Other, Shoei features that come across the whole model range are stuff like this lock, which flipped in the up position prevents the visor from opening, and flipped in the down position works really great for defogging or just getting a little extra air in on hot days. All of Shoei's helmets are manufactured in Japan to the highest standards. Shoei is obviously one of the biggest and best names in the helmet manufacturing business. This particular one here, which I think is pretty trick, is the latest Formula replica, and this sort of high-vis yellow with, and I'm not sure you can see it real well, but a sort of brushed aluminum accent. Pretty cool design, also with good visibility. They come in a whole range of race replicas as well as solids, whatever you're into, and prices vary accordingly. 5-year warranty. I don't ever recall actually replacing any bits on a Shoei, but there's a 5-year warranty against any manufacturer's defects, and it's a fantastic helmet. You're going to be really well served by anything in the Shoei model range, but this is the best of the best, and we're huge believers in Shoei. Been selling the brand a long time and riding it as well. A ton of us here at the shop ride Shoeis. They keep their fit. They function fantastically, all day comfortable, and I've actually crash tested mine, and they definitely I have Shoei to thank for keeping me unconcussed and altogether alive coming off the bike at about 70 miles an hour a couple months ago. So, great helmet. Don't compromise with safety. If you're in the market for a new lid, definitely check out the X12. We have them here at the shop, always in the full size run. And you can check out any info that I may have missed on the web at Shoei's site. We're also on our own at eurocycles@tampabay.com. And thanks for tuning in. Safe riding.